We back, Books and Butter family. What's up? As y'all know already, I'm Aubrey, of course, and we got
Rob.
my co-host Rob. And you're wearing merch. I didn't see. Ah, you're wearing them. Hold on, we need a full view. I'm gonna need you to stand up so I can see the
I don't
shirt.
want my pajamas in the picture.
Yeah.
We do.
Yo, look at the debut. Yo, we have merch now. So check out that shirt. I'm gonna put the link so when
Every
y'all are
episode,
ready.
every episode we'll be wearing merch. We'll be for now we'll be wearing merch. We'll be having merch. Different it's gonna be some type of merch. We're gonna have some type of merch for sure.
Yes, I'm feeling the vibes. I'm feeling the vibes, man. I'm late, but next episode I will have some merch also. Oh, you was wearing it until now. That's so funny. Oh, okay, y'all. Reeling it back in. We are back and we are doing the review of The Curvy Girl Summer by Danielle Allen. So let's just start off the rip. What do you rate this book? I just want to get into the rating before we start talking about what we liked, what we didn't like, what you thought of the story. What do you give it out of 10? Just go straight for it.
um my rating is gonna be a little higher than the last book because I enjoyed this a lot more. So
Okay.
probably 6.8 out of 10.
At 6.8. Okay.
6.8 out of 10. Wasn't a perfect book, but wasn't a terrible book,
Hmm.
but I did enjoy it. I did enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I hate to just be basic and say the same thing, but that sounds about right to me. I say about 6.8.
Yeah.
Maybe 7. 6.8. But 6.8
Seven's
sounds fair.
high. Seven's high.
Seven's high. That's what I said. Seven's high, but I feel like a 6.8 sounds
Seven's
about
high.
right. So I'm gonna stick with that. I'm
Yeah, seven's high for the
gonna stick
reason
with that.
it like I felt like it could have been more. Like maybe we could have got more of his like from his standpoint.
Mm,
Maybe we could have got more,
mm,
from, other points of views. I just feel like it was pretty bland on the point of views and I didn't like that part. And
okay.
if we
Okay.
would
So,
if we would have jumped in his life occasionally and
mhm.
thought what he would see what he was feeling, see what he was thinking, because we knew he liked her, but what? Let's dive in what you really thinking. You know,
Okay. I can agree. I can agree with the 6.8 rating because of that reason. You're absolutely correct. I felt like even though this was Aaliyah's story, I definitely felt like we should have had more background of Ahmad. It's like Ahmad was like a secondary character, but also a background character at the same time. And we didn't really start getting his point of view until the very end of the book. And when I say very end, I mean like the last two chapters. It was just Ahmad, Ahmad, Ahmad. And I'm like, I felt like we should have just got a dab here, got a dab there. Like it would have been nice to have at least a couple chapters from his perspective of how everything was happening
Mhm.
at once. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah,
Okay.
and that would have made it a 7 to me. I think
Mhm.
something like that would have made it a 7, but since they didn't do it, and I just felt like that was the bland part about it. If I'm going to have to
Yeah.
nitpick something, in my
Okay,
opinion.
facts. Okay, facts. So, do you like Aaliyah's character?
I love Aaliyah's character because I usually attract women like Aaliyah. Hmm.
I'm gonna need you to do a deep dive. I'm gonna need you to elaborate on
I'm
what you mean
well,
by
well.
that.
I mean, when I think about her friend like Nina, I don't attract a Nina. I don't attract the
Hmm.
women who has a lot of hoes. I don't attract women like. I mean,
So you
if
don't
you
like the female versions of yourself?
We- so I don't attract that. I attract good
Just saying.
energy. I attract good
Just
energy.
saying.
I attract good
Hmm.
positive women. Aaliyah, um, I think Aaliyah is something what I attract Nina, like what kind of men she goes after. And
Hmm.
I see a lot of myself in Ahmad. I'm a jokey
Hmm.
joke type character. I'm always a playful
Hmm.
type of guy. So I just see a lot of myself in the two characters. So
Hmm.
I love a thick woman. I love a natural woman. I love a woman who can crack jokes back. I love a woman.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I actually enjoy having conversation with women. Like, tell me about your dating experience. Like, who are you dating right now? How
Okay.
was like people are easy to open up to able to talk to me. One thing that's one people anyone who ever dated me, they always be like,
Hmm.
we were always able to have that dialogue about what you're doing or what you've done before with no judgment free. It was always a comfortability. So that's
Okay.
why I can relate to her character because I've been in, I feel like I've lived those scenarios and those situations, and we end up
Hmm.
liking each other and messing around with each other. So I get her character 100% and Ahmad's.
Okay. So you really felt her personality, that sounded like the type of woman you would go for.
Yeah.
Mm, okay.
So go ahead and give us the bone because you got something you want to say. Why don't you like her character? Here's what I'm sensing.
I will say, like, I don't want to come off as a woman hater. Like, I don't want to be that type of woman. But
So
sometimes
don't.
I feel like I feel like, okay, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna put this disclaimer out here because what I'm gonna say might not sound too favorable, but I felt like as a woman that used to be small and is now bigger due to having a baby, like obviously like the experiences are different. Like I can see that. Now I don't want to say I completely understand where she was coming from because I've never necessarily had that experience of what it's like dating as a oversized woman, so I can't relate in that way. But I've noticed that there are some things that I've said that kind of that I read that she took offense to. Like for instance, when someone said in the book, like, oh, you're so confident for a big girl. Like I've said that about bigger women before, not necessarily to them, not necessarily to them, but like I've seen it, like I've said it, like if I've seen a picture of like a bigger sized woman like wearing something that's really, out there, like I would say, oh yeah, like I love that, like she looks good in that, like I love the confidence because me personally, from being somebody that used to be small to where like I have a lot of weight that I'm not used to, like I wouldn't wear that. So if I see somebody that's my size or bigger that would wear that, I'm like, oh, I wish I was confident like that to wear that, but I'm not. And when I read that she took offense to that, like, honey, that's not a compliment, like that's a backhanded compliment because you feel like just because I'm this size that I shouldn't wear stuff like that. That's kind of messed up. And I kind of had to take a back step and realize, okay, I'm wrong to think that. Even though my intent wasn't there, like it was presented, I understood like, okay, maybe I need to change my approach. Like I could just say that looks good on you. I don't have to add that you're so confident part. But anyway, that's just a little side note. But the reason why Aaliyah's character bothered me so much is because she, throughout the book, kept saying, I'm confident in myself. I love myself. I love my body. Nobody can take that away from me. Like she had very high self esteem, right? But when it really mattered for her to feel that way about herself, I felt like she really wasn't about that. She was about that to people that she really did not have an interest in. But when it came to Ahmad, feeling like, yes, I like you, like, yes, I really find you beautiful, like she just could not allow herself to accept that, and she just doubted it every time somebody said, Ahmad got eyes on you, girl, like Ahmad is really checking you out, like Ahmad really likes you. She's just like, no, he couldn't like me, no, there's no way, like, no, he's too fit, like there's no way he would be interested in somebody like me. Like she let her own self-doubt based on what Ahmad presented to be like a good man, a fit man. Like she let all of those insecurities get in the way, which dragged out her and Ahmad getting together. And that part really didn't sit right with me because I'm like, how are you preaching body positivity? You love yourself, but when it really mattered, you could not get out of your own way to tell this man how you feel because you were so afraid of him rejecting you when all of the pudding was right there in your face that he was really about you. Like, what more could that man have done? He said it with his words, he showed the action, he literally brought you around his friends, opened up to you, was vulnerable. Like, what more did you need this man to do? Like, wear it on his forehead? And even then, you still didn't believe him. Why? Because of your own insecurity about being a bigger woman, which I didn't understand. I didn't get it. So that kind of made me not like her in a sense, because I'm like, how are you preaching all of this? But then when it really comes down to really believing that about yourself, you didn't.
So it kind of reminded me. I believe they said her birthday's in August, but they didn't give a specific date.
Yeah.
What I'm giving off is she's you. She's a
She's
Virgo.
me.
You know why?
Yeah. Explain.
She's a overthinker,
Hmm.
overanalyzer. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like I think she thought about everything you said. That's exactly what I
Hmm.
get from you. It's just in those
Hmm.
exact ways. You just overthinking things. You overanalyzing things for what reason?
Hmm.
Instead of making like
Yeah.
me, I feel like me as a man, I feel like I don't know if it's a cancer thing or just a man thing. We
Hmm.
make things simple. If
Hmm.
I like you, I'm gonna let you know I like you. I'm not gonna second
Yeah.
guess it. I'm not gonna play
Hmm.
with it. I'm not gonna even talk myself out of it. And at the end of the day,
Hmm.
if you don't like me, we're gonna be good friends at the end of the day.
Hmm.
So I just
Hmm.
think she just overthought, analyzed it, and that's all it
Hmm.
was. I don't think it really. I mean, I think it has a part to do with with her confidence, but also I feel like it was the
Hmm.
pressure of her family. Like every time she was around her family, the pressure was so
Hmm.
crazy, and her family
Yeah.
pressure her more about her weight than anybody. Like
No facts. No
that was
facts.
sick.
I
That
agree.
that was sick for her uncle to be on her head like that. Like
Yeah.
every time,
Yeah.
like I wouldn't come around. And I know people, I know
Yeah.
females like that to this day. When they go around their
Hmm.
family, they're pressuring. Why you ain't got no man? Why you ain't got no kids? Like why is
Yeah.
it that bad? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like you should be. I'll be
Yeah.
happy when I see a person that ain't got no kids. 'Cause I'm like, hey,
Hmm.
at least you doing it on your terms instead of over having
On
six,
somebody
seven
else's
kids.
terms.
Yeah, 6, 7 kids you can't
Hmm.
take care of. Not a good dude. You
Hmm.
single. Because if you rush and go
Hmm.
have some kids with the wrong dude, you might end up being single. Single mom, and
Hmm.
that's worse. That's
No
worse.
facts. It is worse. It is
So
worse. Okay, so you think that you think her Uncle Al was wrong. You think he was wrong for what he was saying to her about how it's harder for her to get a man because she's overweight and that she should slim down. So you don't think there was any good intention about what he said?
no, because it's all about a delivery. It's a woman you're speaking to.
Hmm.
It's not you're not speaking to a man. You don't need to be so direct. You don't need to like you know what I'm saying. Like you have to. I don't care how old she is. You have to care for that woman. You have to
Hmm.
care for her feelings. And I feel like her mother wasn't doing a good job either. She was
So
pressuring
you don't think
her.
that was tough love? You don't think that's a form of tough love? Like, hey, even though you might not like what I have to say, I'm telling you because I love you. Like, seriously, you don't think there was any truth to what he said. You just think he was completely wrong.
At this point, you're the only child. Tough love. We need to embrace you. We need to love on you. We need to just,
Mm,
like you can't give tough love when you've hard, like literally. And then on top of that, the time that they did it was at the worst time they possibly could do it at.
mm.
So
Okay.
to me,
I can.
you can't say tough love at what I'm saying. My sister, we supposed to celebrate her life right now, and we make it. Come
Okay.
on now.
So what I'm hearing is circumstantial, like wrong time, wrong place. But I don't care about the time or the place. I'm asking, was the message wrong? What he said, was it wrong? Do you feel like it is harder for women of a different body type that's not naturally skinny? Is it hard for them to gain men attraction, to find companionship? Do you think he was wrong by telling her that? The delivery could have been better, but is the message wrong? That's what I'm trying to ask.
No, because
Okay.
I date those women. I date all women. Like you've seen me date the scrawniest women to the big women, and,
Yeah.
and I don't believe that's real. Like I believe they all
Hmm.
can get them. You know what I'm saying? I
Okay.
believe they all can get them. I don't think that's real.
Okay. Yeah. See, that's what I want to know. And like I said, it's really hard for me to comment on that because, like I said, I've never tried to date as an overweight person. When I became overweight, I was already married. I already had my person. So trying to date at a new size, I don't know what that's like. And I'll never be able to comprehend or understand what that's like. So for me, it was kind of hard to have an opinion. That's why I'm asking as a man, because you're the one to pursue. Do you think most men, do you think they have a harder time being attracted to or wanting to date someone that's not your typical thin type of person? That's just what I want to know from a male perspective. Was Do most men think like Uncle Al, or was he just left field?
I'm gonna say he's left field just
He's
because
left field. Okay.
I just never seen family
Never seen it like
members.
that.
Yeah, like
Hmm.
I would have rather, and on top of that, I'd rather it come from your daddy because I know it's coming from real love versus
Right.
coming
Hmm.
from yo. I don't, nah, you ain't, I ain't accepting it from you. And, you out of bounds because that's not your place. As an uncle, I
Okay.
feel like so no.
Facts. No, I agree with that. Okay. I definitely agree with that. Okay. So, all right. So, do you think that just the whole notion of I gotta find a man in 2 months, do you think that was crazy? Do you think that was even the right intention to do? Would you have done that if your family was pressuring you like Aaliyah? Would you be like, okay, I'm gonna go on a mission and find a man in 2 months or find a woman in 2 months just to appease anybody? Would you do that personally?
If that was the objective, I would have paid somebody honestly to be my date. But that was a terrible because at this point, to me, like the only way that is a successful mission is if
Hmm.
you meet somebody that 2 months out and we built
Yeah.
up. We built up. You can't meet somebody a week from now and then I'm gonna bring you to bring my family. We ain't gonna meet a
Hmm.
month from now. I really 2 months is crazy. Me bring you around my family anyway.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? Like that was crazy. Like I'd rather pay somebody or bring a friend. Like Ahmad would have been the,
Hmm.
the only. Hey, we cool, we friends. I need a
Hmm.
date. You ain't gotta like me. I just need you to be my date. At the end of the day, like I don't bring. I just like I've done that before. And like now,
Hmm.
I don't want to bring nobody around my family unless we damn near getting married.
You're right. Don't bring no randoms around us.
This nigga. So what do you think? What do you think? Like what's your whole thought process on the 2 month thing?
I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have done it, honestly. Like like you said, I feel like bringing somebody around the family, one, it gives the wrong message about a person. Like if I'm bringing you around, like that's saying that I'm really serious about you. Like I'm just not gonna bring any and anybody um around.
Not no
So.
second or first date. Oh, now you get to meet
Mm-mm.
my like
Yeah, because I don't really know you. I don't know what to
exactly.
expect. And then on top of that, not that well, I'm not gonna say that I don't care if my family likes you. Like I would prefer my family to like you, but if they don't, okay, so be it. But at the same time, like if it's a terrible match, especially like you said, somebody you just now getting to know, you definitely gonna hear about it.
Time out.
Definitely hear about it.
You are okay with your family, your parents, and everybody not liking your man?
It's not what I said. What I said is I would prefer them
No, no,
to
no.
like
But
them.
of course, there's a yes or no question. If they don't like them,
But
are you gonna continue to date them?
if I really love them, yeah.
You're not loving
Because at
somebody
the
that
end of it,
fast.
well, that's what I said. But that's what I said. I said definitely not somebody in 2 months. Like definitely not somebody in no 2 months. Now, if it was like a year or something like that, but then you have to ask how close am I to my family to begin with? Like, am I like if it was like our family,
Hmm.
if it was like our family and they didn't like them, then okay, they would be gone because I feel like our family, it has such a good judgment of character. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like our discernment is really good. Like we could bring somebody around and be like, that ain't it. They not for you. Like if I'm close to my family and I really value their opinion and I don't think that they would, be on no BS, then
Yeah.
okay, I would definitely take that into consideration. But if I'm not close to my family and I feel like I'm closer to this person that I like, then if you don't like them, so be it, because I don't really like y'all. We family, but you know what I'm saying? Like we're
Mm.
not that close for you to have that type of opinion or that type of decision on my life to where I feel like I value that more, because at the end of the day, this person spends more time with me than you do.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's very circumstantial, but like I said, I would not be on no 2 month binge trying to find somebody.
That's
Because
OD.
again, it's none of your business. It's none
Yeah,
of your
that's
business anyway.
yeah. And sometimes like my mom had met people like around that mark because she popped up at me. Like she popped up in my crib or something. And my mom
Hmm.
acts like, oh, now I guess you gotta meet somebody. But intentionally, I would never let my mom just
Hmm.
meet somebody. It's a while. It takes a while, you know,
Yeah.
in my opinion. Or even my friends, like I
Hmm.
I can't bring nobody around like my friends like that because I don't like, some of these friends, like, I don't trust y'all too much.
You
You
think somebody
know,
gonna try to TYB you?
and no one would ever TYB me. I'm
You're
Mr.
the
Still Your
TYBer.
Girl. I'm Mr. Still Your Girl. If you know, you know. Like I'm
What
Mr.
they
Still
say,
Your
don't bring
Girl.
your girl around me, you true player for real.
like like I'm him. Like that would never happen.
Oh, okay. That is so funny. All right. Okay, so let's get back to the book. I felt like I felt like I knew from the very beginning. I felt like as soon as Ahmad stepped on the scene,
It was him.
it was him. I knew it was him. I knew it was him from the very moment we got introduced to his character. I knew it was him. And this is what I was saying, women be delusional, because sometimes I feel like it just be right smack dead in our face and we don't be paying attention, because I genuinely, wholeheartedly believe men are so intentional when it comes to women. I felt like if a man is not attracted to you physically, if he's not attracted to you personality wise, he's not giving you the time of day. The fact that he kept talking to her throughout the time that she was there, from the fact that he kept telling her to come back every Friday, or I'm going to help you, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that, I felt like that alone was enough to show her, like, hey, I'm interested. Like, I may not come out and say it because I don't really know you, but at least you've intrigued me and you've piqued my interest. I don't think no man is going to be wasting time doing all of the shenanigans for somebody he's not interested in. So I felt like that should have just been a little ding in your mind,
So
because I feel like men don't be looking for friends like that, for real, for real. Like
so
that's
let
just
me
what I
ask you
think.
this question.
Okay.
Do you think you could go on a date with somebody you're okay, say for example, you're in her situation and
Hmm.
the guy at the bar, you start catching feelings. Can you continue to keep going on dates knowing you're building up emotions and feelings for him and date in front of him, go on dates in front of him with other guys? I thought that was just the most disrespectful thing to a certain, like once it got to a certain point, I'm like, come on now. That's
Hold on.
disrespectful.
Okay, so let me make sure I'm understanding your question. So you're saying if I am starting to catch feelings for this person that's supposed to be helping me,
Hmm. You're building up
I'm
emotions and
I'm
feelings.
I'm wrong to keep dating in front of him knowing that I like him.
Yeah, you don't think that's wrong? Like, okay,
No, and I'll tell you why I don't think it's wrong, because at the end of the day, I don't know what your feelings are towards me. It doesn't matter what my feelings are. I
you
have to
just
know what
contradicted
your feelings
yourself.
are.
You just
No,
contradicted
no,
yourself.
no, I didn't. No, I didn't. I said she should have known that he was interested in her. I said she should have had a tinkering that maybe he is interested in me. Maybe I felt like that should have been a background thought. But I'm saying it was never verbalized, it was never vocalized. Like, yeah, the flirting was there, but it was never vocalized or verbalized. So if it was never vocalized or verbalized, I felt like I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing until you let me know that I'm the one that you want. So I don't think she was wrong for that. What I think she was wrong for was how she went about the situation when it came to confronting him about his no, about confronting him about her feelings, because I think that was wrong.
So her popping up at his front door.
100%. 100%. Because here's my thing. You were eavesdropping when you heard him say that he was married to somebody else on the other end of the bar. He did not personally tell you he was married. He never said anything about being married. That's just something that you heard and you ran with it. Okay. And even with that, whatever. But when his sister told you like, oh no, he's not married, and you got mad and you started basically trying to figure out where this man lives because you're mad and you want to confront him about this information. Oh, you lied to me. You're not a good person. That part pissed me off. It pissed me off so much. And I was so mad because I'm like, girl, how entitled are you and how dare you? Because my thing is this, if I'm interested in a man, I'm going to tell him that I'm interested. I've never been one to shy about being interested in somebody. I don't understand that about women. Women love to be chased, and that's fine. But sometimes, like, if you want something and you've been wanting something, you just got to open your mouth. The worst that he could say is no, and you'll just be exactly where you are. But for you to be mad, like he lied to me, and all of a sudden he's not who he says he is because you're in your feelings about how you feel, you're fucked up. And then when it came time for you to tell him how you feel, you didn't even want to tell him. You just wanted to be mad. Like who does that? Like who does that?
Yeah.
He's saying, "Tell me how you feel. Tell me why you're upset." No, I'm leaving. So what the fuck did you come up here for?
So
I'm just
my
supposed to know you're mad and be a mind reader? Like what?
my only thing that was, I actually liked that part. I actually liked that she was
You liked
persistent.
that part?
I like that she was persistent as a man.
Bro.
I like a persistent woman. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially if you ain't, like in his situation, hey, what he ain't got nothing to hide. So the only thing I felt that she was wrong about was you demanded him to tell you how he felt and what
Mm.
his situation was, but you wasn't
Hmm.
honest about your feelings and your
Mm-hmm.
emotions and how you felt about him. And that's
Mm-hmm.
where I felt like, okay, if you're gonna go up there have a heart to heart, let's really have a heart to heart.
Let's
That's
have a hard
where
time. Yes, that's what
that's where it
annoyed
should have been on
me.
the table. That and
Yeah.
that was the only part where now we have to keep reading and going on and on and let this story drag out when we could
Yeah.
have laid it out on the table. All right, this could have been all over
Yeah.
with.
Yeah, that you know what I and this is what I hate about women is we're so freaking emotional, and I feel like men communicate very well. I feel like men communicate what they want, what they don't want, what they want in a partner, what they don't want in a partner, and it's very clear. And I felt like she was so emotional for the wrong reasons that when it came time to communicating, she sucked at communicating because in the apartment, he said, sit down and let's talk. Like, you just accused me of doing something that I didn't even do. Like, you're telling me that I'm a liar, but when did I lie to you? I never told you I was married. I never told you anything. You're running off of your own assumption. You're ridiculing me based off of something that you got going on in your own mind, driven by your own ego, driven by your own insecurity. And when I'm telling you to talk to me so we can talk, you want to storm out of here without even letting me explain? Like, what kind of person are you? And honestly, if I was a man, that would have turned me off. Because what do you mean? Like, you don't come up to my house unannounced and then bombard me with all your emotional trauma dumping and then not even give me a chance to explain myself. Like, that would have been a red flag for me. But, you know,
How he
I
handled
commend
every
him for not.
situation. Yeah, he handled every situation
I think he
perfectly.
handled it very well, but if he decided not to handle it the way he did, I wouldn't have fought him for that.
Yeah.
That would have been fine. That's what I'm saying. Like, he handled it exceptionally well. Ooh. Do you have a comment about this before I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Okay, because this is another part that got me. This whole time, why she thought he was married, when they went to the club and she was so called twerking on him, saying, "Oh, he's married, but this is just like a friendly twerk." What do you think about this so called woman trying to be friends with a married man? Because my feelings is you were so up in arms about he's married. I don't want to blur the lines. He's married. I don't like him that way. He's married. Yet you weren't respecting his relationship, trying to twerk on him at the club. You weren't
Well,
respecting his relationship
mm-mm.
by being close and touchy feely. And if you really cared about that man being married, why didn't you ask him personally? So I heard you're married. Is your wife okay with you having friends? Is your wife okay with this? Or like, who is your wife? Like, I felt like you had this guise of really caring about him being married, but you really didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I ain't got no objection. And the only objection I would probably say is she should have been like, before you even come to a setting like that, before
Hmm.
I come, let me speak to your wife, or is it
Let me
cool with
speak
you?
to your wife.
Let me,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? Like, if that's a real respectful, like, so that's why
Hmm.
it wasn't realistic about the whole wife thing because
Hmm.
first and foremost, like you're asking questions like, so how is it being a married man or something? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Something more about it. Like you're not just gonna not talk about your situation. You're just not gonna not talk
Yes.
about it or ask questions about it. So,
Yes.
and then if you like you said, if you
Yes.
really respect it, hey, there's gonna be some type of part like, is your wife cool with us, always linking up? There's gonna be just
Hmm.
questions. There's gonna be some type of questions. And
Yes.
she just never asked
Yes.
nothing.
Never freaking asked. And I feel like that's why it bothered me so much when she found out that he wasn't married and was just like, oh, well, if you aren't married, why didn't you hit on me? If you weren't
Mhm.
married, why didn't you ask for my number? Like, I don't care about rejection. I'm not hurt or anything, but I'm like, okay, a hit dog gonna holler. Like, girl, you're lying to yourself and you're being delusional. You do care that he didn't hit on you. You do care that he didn't go out of his way. But at the same time, you're fucked up because you really didn't care about him being married. Because if you did, there's no way that I'm claiming you as a close friend or as a best friend now. Or one of my home dogs, and I don't know nothing about you. Honestly, this whole book, she never asked Ahmad about his life, never asked him about himself. Like anything that Ahmad told her about him was him bringing it up to make conversation.
So that reminds me.
She never personally asked him a thing about himself.
So that
It was
reminds me to the
always about
point.
her.
That reminds me to the point when she was on a date with that one dude who was just making it about him, and
Yes.
then she started realizing after Ahmad pointed out, and he was like, she started realizing, damn, you really don't ask about me.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I ain't gonna lie, I deal with that with a lot of women. A lot of women are
Self
like that. Like they really.
self-centered.
I can be on the phone with a woman and they talk about themselves all day long. And I just got back from my birthday trip and I can
Mm-hmm.
just, and you ain't asked me how was my birthday trip? How was anything? How you doing
Mm-hmm.
mentally? Like people, all they do is talk about themselves. And women really are like that. I'm so happy that it's highlighting this book because I've dealt with that with a lot of women. And that's the
Mm-hmm.
biggest turn off because I've good women, I'll be like, damn, did I make a good decision by not choosing her? Because and that was one of the deciding factors. I'm like, you're a selfish person because you always make it
Yeah.
about you and everything about your life. And you don't ask me nothing. Like
Didn't ask a darn thing.
that's
And
a
I noticed
common
that.
thing. Do you okay?
Yeah.
So do you notice that with like your friends in life? Like, do you have that where you got
Yeah.
women friends that just always talk about them, but they don't never ask
Yeah.
you about you?
Yep. I have, yep. Well, I'm gonna say had. I don't currently have friends like that, but I've had in the past friends that don't check up on you unless you check up on them first,
Mm,
or so caught up in themselves that, they don't ask you about yourself, or if you are talking about yourself, they're not as engaged in the conversation as they would be if they were the one talking about what's going on with them. So yeah, I've seen it. I've experienced it. It sucks, and I'm just like, how can you have a really? It's very one sided, really, when you think about it. But yeah, I thought Aaliyah's character was jacked up because I'm just like, damn, how do you have all these emotions towards this man, trying to hold him accountable, but you really wasn't checking for him in the way that you think because you didn't ask this man nothing. You barely knew anything about him. Anything that
Yeah,
you knew, he basically said it himself. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
It was really sexualizing. You know
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
that's all you really could go off of.
hmm
So and your
Every time she
chemistry.
thought about Ahmad was his body. Yeah,
Yeah,
his body. Ooh, this, ooh, that. He looked
yeah,
good in that little two shirt, like little too small shirt and
yeah.
stuff like that. No, yeah, and I think Ahmad definitely deserved better because it just gave me an example of those things where it's like you will do a million and one things for a person, but the second you do something or a second that person does something for themselves or don't do what you want them to do, all of a sudden, you don't do anything for me. You're not this, you're not that. But what about all the times that I did do something for you? Like you're
Yeah,
quick to write me off because of one thing that made you mad? Like what the heck? So the fact that she was so quick to try to like dispose Ahmad and not talk to him and basically avoid him
that was
when
so
she found out
confusing.
that he wasn't after her, like that was so weird to me. Oh, the people at the hospital assumed that I was his wife and I'm not. So now I'm just gonna avoid him because I'm visualizing what that life would be like and I can't have it. Well, why can't you have it? Why? Because you won't tell him how you feel.
Yeah, and that's on
Like
you. That's a you
that's
problem
on
now.
you. That's a
When
you
you
problem.
demanded him to tell you how, you know what I'm saying, but it ain't the same on your end.
Exactly. Exactly.
So who is your MVP and who is your LVP? No, actually, before we get there, what is your quick view on her friends?
I liked her friends. I do. I don't think I have anything bad to say about her friends. I feel like her friends definitely kept it real with her all the time. I don't think there is not one time where her friends lied to her about her situation or didn't tell her about herself. I felt like they always kept it real. I
Held
was
her
just like,
accountable.
bro, yes, I felt like they always was just like, girl, you're tripping. That person likes you, or you're tripping. You need to get out of your own way. Or how could you say you want to do this, that, and fourth, but you're not putting the
Hmm.
steps towards doing it? Like, I felt like her friends was A1. And yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I think her friends were top tier.
So now let me hear you tell me your LVP and MVP.
Well, MVP is Ahmad. I mean, he's MVP. He's MVP. I felt like he was there for her even when he didn't know her, very supportive, was very vulnerable when he needed to be to level with her. And at the end, like when he got in the car and drove, got over his biggest fear to make sure you were okay. Like, come on now. He's MVP. LVP. I feel like Aaliyah and Uncle Al is
I
tied in
thought you
my
was gonna
book.
say it. I thought you was gonna say it. You can't give him LVP because he gave her that boat at the end. He gave her that boat at the end.
I know. I said if I had to say it, Aaliyah would probably be LVP to me because I felt like she was just an insufferable person. I just felt like, you know, it's just her character really just pissed me off a lot, honestly. It just gave walking contradiction. Like you were all these things until it really mattered.
Okay. So
And that
my
was hard for me.
my MVP is gonna probably be a little shocker.
Mm.
It's a mod sister.
Oh,
She's my MVP
let
because
me guess, because she opened the door.
keep
Do you
going.
think?
Well,
You think she opened the door to be like, you know what? You've changed him in ways,
she always was throwing little things at her.
little
Like
hints.
she even insinuated he loved her. She even
Yeah.
insinuated like, no, he's not married. Like every time she like when she was about to go on that date,
hmm
Ahmad is in the hospital, like that's why he
Yeah.
ain't here. Like she was always just like name. I never seen a sister be like that. Really, like you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, receptive to somebody that their brother's dating. Like they really, she really did play with her. She really did like her. Like she messed with her, and I really did like her. And I feel like if she
Mm-hmm.
didn't have his sisters, like input those little small parts that were really big to me because
No, they were. They
I feel like her friend input was good, but that was really insight on the man you really wanted. Like you really got insight on
Mm-hmm.
him. Like when
Mm-hmm.
he's ready to tell you, he'll open up to you. She was saying like every time she really gave him the door on everything. Walking in on them when they had sex. You know what I'm saying? Like
Like, I thought you said y'all didn't like each other.
yeah,
Okay.
like I think she was the MVP just because she was the
No, you
bridge
know what?
between
You're right.
she was the bridge between Ahmad and Aaliyah. So she was the
Mm-hmm.
MVP.
You know
Um,
what? Go ahead, finish. I'm gonna say what I'm
no,
gonna
no,
say
no.
after
Go
you
ahead.
say
Go ahead.
it.
No, go ahead.
Because I just want to add to your MVP. I think the more you think about it, yes, she definitely was a key player. But what I liked about her was I think she's more of an MVP for Ahmad than she was for Aaliyah. I felt like she did those things because she cared about her brother's best interests. So just knowing the trauma that he went through and the PTSD he went through with his fiance, I felt like it's the spark in him that made her go after Aaliyah. It's just like, okay, my brother's not as happy as he is when he sees you. I see his personality changing. I see, he's a lot happier or more engaged. Like I want that for him. Like I want to see him come back to life like the brother that I know. And for some reason I'm starting to notice when you're around that's what's happening. So I don't really think she did it for Aaliyah's benefit. I definitely think she did it for her brother's benefit. And if he wasn't going to be the one to say it and take that nudge, I felt like she had to go to Aaliyah to make it happen. Does that make sense?
No, you right.
Because I remember in the bar when his ex-fiance's sister came in and she was like, it's been 3 years now. Like, you should probably get out there and whoever you talking to down there, like, she seems cool, but he shut her down when she said it. He's just like, I don't want to talk about this. Like, that's just a friend. Like, whatever. We're not talking about that. But it's like, you know, it's like Asia was in the background, like, okay, I can't go to him directly about it because he's gonna resent it. So let me play puppet master and pull the strings from the back. Like, hey, my brother,
But that's
he
why
might he might be kind of like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I felt like she definitely manipulated Aaliyah by putting that thought in her head, but it was there anyway. So it just she just needed a nudge. The brother needed a nudge, and that's how he got it. Was
it
doing
was
the
it,
rip around.
it was definitely to get her brother out of his you know
His
that's
rut.
yeah, he was in a place,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
it was to help both at the end of the day. So,
Yeah.
but
True.
I think she was the MVP just
Hmm.
because she was the only one that had a bridge between the two out of everybody in the whole book.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I
So
agree.
that's why.
I agree. I agree. Who's your
Um,
LVP?
I really don't have one. I mean, if I'm gonna have to give one, we didn't need the grandma. we
Oh
didn't really,
yeah,
we
I
didn't
forgot
really,
about her.
we didn't really need grandmother, But
Hmm.
if I really have to give one, but I really don't like that question just because.
Hmm.
But I guess we could throw grandma out of there because really she wasn't necessarily needed at all in the story.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
I do want to talk about this before we end it. What you think about the sex scenes? Because the sex scenes for me was he's a talk you through there type of nigga.
We like instructions.
He was definitely talking her through
Nah, nah, nah. I'm not gonna lie. Them in that restaurant office, I was look, I gotta clutch my pearls. Like, okay.
That was
You
my
know
favorite
what?
part. Like,
I'm not gonna lie. That was that. I'm not gonna lie, that was the best part. And I will tell you why that was the best part. Like, obviously, like, what made me like that part so much wasn't even the intimacy part that made me like it. It was, I just felt like there's just something so attractive about a man that is very vocal and knows how to communicate, because even though they were doing stuff sexually, it really wasn't even about the sex itself. It was more so, what do I have to do to get you to talk about the things that you won't talk? It's like I have to get you into a space to where you're not so controlling and not
There,
really trying to monitor what you're going to say. Like, I have to get you to a point to where you're in such a fog
vulnerability.
that whatever you're gonna say is gonna be the truth, and I don't have to worry about you trying to sugarcoat it. I don't have to worry about you trying to hide. Like, I gotta get you so there that when I ask you these real questions, you have no choice but to tell me the truth. So I really think he manipulated that, but in the right way. Like, it was perfect. But I
So,
just love that. I loved
so
it.
now I'm questioning everything because how often do we have sex and you tell somebody, "Do you want me to come in you?" And then you like, "No, nigga." It really, reality, you're saying yes, but you really mean no. So can we even trust anything that you're telling me? Like you really mean these things in the midst of sex?
Now I feel like women and men are different in that retrospect.
So y'all really be with everything you're saying, or what? So talking about,
Like,
so
I
talking
feel.
about. I had sex with someone one time for the very first time. We've known each other for like
Mhm.
maybe a couple years, but it was our
Mhm.
first time intimate. She said,
Uh-huh.
"Tell me." She said, "Tell me you love me," and I said it. I ain't love her, but I did say it. She said
Okay.
it back. You think that was
Okay.
real? I think it was all
Yeah.
part of the act. I think it was part of the act.
It depends. It depends, because I, like, this is what I have to say about men and women. I feel like men will, like you, will say things like you will say things in the moment that you don't mean. But I feel like because women are more in tune with their emotional sides, when they do say stuff, I definitely think they mean it. And I feel like, especially in sexual settings like that, they take what you say to heart. So if you messing with somebody and in the middle of sex, you're like, I want you to have my baby, they're like, fuck, I really do like him. Shit, I wouldn't mind having this man baby. Okay, let's have a baby. And then when I get pregnant and you don't want nothing to do with that baby, but you told me that you wanted a baby. Like, you told me you love me. Like, women internalize things that men say. And that's why I say it's very important that men take heed to what you are saying to a woman, because they will always and indefinitely internalize everything that you say. Like, we take what you say very literal and very to heart. And especially if I've had a friendship with you for however long, if it's been years and I really feel some type of way about you, if that was my moment to take it to see if you really feel some type of way about me and I took it and you said it, like, I would probably. It would be delusional for me to believe you, but I would want to really bad. Like, I would trick myself into thinking, yeah, he meant that. Because I meant it. So yeah, she probably meant it. She did mean it. She said she was on birth control. She was fine with it. Like,
No,
she
but
said it.
I anything I say, anything I say during sex, damn near don't count. That's how I look
Like
at it.
like I said, for men, I don't think men mean it, but I definitely think women do.
Yeah, so that was just I was just like thrown off like,
Think
why
about
is
how
he
many women that got caught up by listening to niggas say stuff like that.
yeah,
Think
baby
about it.
boy, baby boy.
A lot.
Baby boy. I'm gonna cook,
Like
I'm
I
gonna
said,
clean.
I'm a cook, I'm a clean. Yeah.
And that is a wrap.
It's funny, but okay, y'all. That's the end of our episode this week. We are starting a new book. We're starting the series sequel, Plus Size Player. So if you don't have that book, go ahead and cop that, because we're gonna be doing a review and keep it going. But that's it for today. I'm your host, Aubrey,
And I'm
and this
Rob.
is This is Rob, Bob, whatever he wants to go by today. But we out, books and butter. Have a good one.